Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. More NASCAR 05 Series action coming to you guys here tonight. It is the NASCAR 2005 Chase for the Cup video game. It is the NASCAR Busch National Series. As we are back in the Busch Series once again, it is the Statter Bros 300 at the California Speedway, now known as the Auto Club Speedway. 2-mile, very fast tri-oval. Going to be seeing some high speeds and intense action throughout today's race. So like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as we're about to get into this one. No practice, no qualifying, just jumping right into this. It's been a while since we've raced the Busch Series in this game. We'll see what will come to be. Cars one boy. I like donuts in NASCAR. R6. Kyle Larson fan and Tim Irvin. Welcome everybody to the stream. 300 miles, 150 laps tonight at the California Speedway, and we are green. Of course, racing as Kevin Harvick for this season. In the Busch Series, you guys voted for me to race as Kevin Harvick. 3 wide at the back of the pack already, 3 by 3 for the most part. 4 wide now, and a little bit of contact in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Harvick sliding on in there. Lap 1 in the books as the 106 car is going to lead out in front of the field. Harvick gaining a ton of ground on the inside right now. Oh, a little contact up into the wall goes Billy Parker. Lost momentum for both Parker and Harvick. Harvick had a full head of steam getting into turns 1 and 2. A little on the loose side right now. They're 4 wide again. Slides down there on the apron. Harvick being very daring 2 laps into the race. Meanwhile, Ron Hornaday is going to get out in front of the field. Harvick's teammate in the number 2 car, the AC Delco Chevrolet. Harvick going to try that upper lane now. 3 wide. Oh boy, hanging on to it. Even with a looser race car and cars underneath him. Actually picked up quite a bit of speed there. He's definitely going to have to tighten this up during the first pit stop of the night. In contact with the back of the 119 car as well. It's been a while in the Busch Series, so having to remember all these fantasy drivers will be a little bit more difficult. May take a few races again. It's amazing how fast Kevin Harvick is picking him up and putting him down. Now the 10 car's out in front of the field. He'll lead lap 4 at the start-finish line. Patrick Chatterley, welcome to the stream also. Johnny Sauter pulled down right in front of Kevin Harvick. Made a little bit of contact with him, and he saw how out of shape Harvick got in turns 1 and 2 because of it. I'm going to pause it for a quick second. I had a pop-up on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. I couldn't see the chat. There we go. Now we're good. One of your past 2 Cup races on NASCAR 05. It's been a while since we've done the Cup Series. We'll obviously get to it eventually. Harvick's actually gaining quite a bit of time on the outside, but he's very unstable with the race car. Slapped the wall midway down the front stretch at a time. Barely kept it off the 107 to his inside. It's fast, but it is mad loose. They're going to have to tighten it up, and I would imagine as this run carries forward, it's only going to get worse and worse for Kevin Harvick. He's laying open on the inside through the tri-oval. He goes 3 wide. Make his way around Kyle Busch in the 5 car as well. Mike Bliss on the outside in the 20. Turns 1 and 2. Tim Fedewa going to move up a little bit wide off the exit of turn 2. JJ Haley trying to go 3 wide up the middle down the back straightaway with Paul Menard down low. Couldn't tell exactly who was on the outside. Obviously, we know Harvick, one of the Cup Series regulars in the field today. Not sure if there's any more Cup Series regulars in the field. Dale Jr.'s racing. Number 8 Oreo Chevrolet. Tenkar lost the lead. The number 2 of Ron Hornaday's back out in front. Actually, he's in second. It looks like Matt Kenseth is in the race lead. Kenseth also running tonight. Look at Kevin Harvick. Hornaday thought about blocking the 46 of Ashton Lewis. Both cars go a little wide in turns 3 and 4. Harvick gets around both these up to second place now, right behind Matt Kenseth. From the back to the front and about 8 laps. Oh my goodness, so loose on the apron there through the tri-oval. Not quite to the lead yet. Lap 9 now, and Kenseth pulls away into turn 1. It's amazing how loose Kevin Harvick's race car is right now, and we're only 8 laps into the run. Kenseth really blocked him off through the tri-oval. He's going to go a little too wide. Getting into turn 3, Harvick catches back up to him quickly, hooks the white line, clear off turn 4. Kevin Harvick to the lead for the first time tonight. The hometown kid, Kevin Harvick, trying to lead. Native of Bakersfield, California. This race in Southern Cal. Fontana, California, just outside of Los Angeles. After leading 1 lap to get 5 bonus points, I mean, even halfway down the back straightaway, the car wiggled so much. And that should not have happened. He's going to try to cross Kenseth back over. Harvick is just having a difficult time trying to hang on to the race car. Now he's going to have to get back around Kenseth again. It's a bad thing with not having any practice or qualifying. Look at Kenseth trying to side draft Harvick off the exit of turn 2. Look at him down the back straightaway now trying to side draft him, but Harvick pulls up, clears. Now he's going to have to block into 3. Harvick sliding around everywhere, and Kenseth beats him back to the inside. Not going down without a fight. Harvick with the run up high, trying to pinch and side draft Kenseth now. It's going to be tough to make it through without any contact, knowing how bad of a handling car Harvick's got. Look at him slide into 1 again. Just wiggles way too much. Is Kenseth going to be clear off turn 2? Oh, he thought he was, and he put Harvick in the wall. Kenseth put the 21 of Kevin Harvick in the outside wall. And here comes Ashton Lewis now. He'll be looking for the race lead. Very aggressive early on for Matt Kenseth. He loses multiple positions. Harvick actually does get to the front. Harvick's going to try to back out of the gas a little bit more in the corners. It's going to hurt his speed, but he really needs to keep control of the race car. Got to be careful not to beat this car up too early on. Kenseth being a little too aggressive early. Kenny Wallace now, who is in second. He got around Ashton Lewis. But Harvick and Kenseth got jammed up. Harvick just trying to block down the straightaways and hang on in the corners with the loose race car. Slides just enough up the racetrack that Kenny Wallace is going to get underneath him now. So it's Harvick on the outside, Wallace down low. Remember, Kenny Wallace won the season opener at Daytona. Not clear yet. Harvick side drafted that right rear corner panel. We had a photo finish in the Truck Series here at Fontana. Wild start to this Busch Series race, still caution free. Harvick is so out of shape. All that bobbling going on down the back, or front straightaway rather, costed Harvick the lead. He's getting another run on the high side again. Gets the run off the exit of turn 2, and he's going to try to pull Kenny Wallace down the back straightaway now. Wallace hanging on strong on the inside. He'll have the advantage getting into the corner. He's got some drafting help from behind from J.J. Yaley as well. Draft plays a big factor here on this long 2-mile oval. Very long straightaways, very wide racetrack as well, the widest in NASCAR. J.J. Yaley's thinking about trying to go up the middle, 3 wide. Harvick still holding on to the outside pretty well. Yaley gets into the left rear. He slides into the outside wall. And Dale Jr. now is up to 3rd. And Kenny Wallace hangs on to the race lead. Hope we don't flip in this race. My goodness. I don't know how Harvick kept it off of Kenny Wallace that time with how loose that race car was. And Wallace crowds him now with a little contact. These guys are being super, super aggressive early on. We're only 17 laps in to a 150, 300 mile, well, 150 lap, 300 mile race. Wallace slides off the exit of turn 2. Harvick is going to get underneath him. He'll have the advantage getting into 3. Clear again off turn 4. Dale Jr. trying to close in 3rd. They're not cutting me any slack, that is for sure. I'm already vulnerable as it is with a very loose race car early on. Definitely got to see some adjustments out of this 21 team when they get to pit road that first time here tonight. See if Wallace can get back around Harvick. And the drafting helped to get to the inside of Kevin Harvick the first time with J.J. Yaley there, but after Yaley got into the left rear of Harvick and lost all of his track position, I did get Kenny Wallace to the lead, but now that Harvick got back around him, no drafting help for Kenny Wallace. He's going to have to make this move on his own. He actually lost a little bit of time through turns 1 and 2. My goodness. Even in the tri-oval, it's super loose, and it's hard not to make contact with Kenny Wallace that time. Here comes Dale Jr. Harvick way up high. Jr. tucked in line behind Kenny Wallace. Wallace going to get to the lead off turn 2. Look at the pole down the back straightaway. The 23 and the 21 get Jr. no drafting help. Harvick back to the inside. A slingshot move to get around Kenny Wallace. Slides up the racetrack. Big wiggle that time. Had a lot of asphalt to catch the race car, though. On this very wide surface. Wallace leads the lap at the line. I mean, even in the tri-oval, the car, again, just wiggles so much. Oh, Junior gets up the racetrack. He's in the wall. And he gets into Kevin Harvick as well. Huge stack up. Comes J.J. Yaley down low. Harvick trying to block. Tim Feto was up high. Harvick didn't see Feto and put him into the wall now. Didn't realize they were nearly 3 wide, and Kenny Wallace is getting away. 3 wide for third off of turn number 4 now. And Kenny Wallace has about a 2-second lead all of a sudden. Harvick going to try to run him down again. I don't know if Junior wiggled on the inside of the racetrack, but it seemed like he moved up just a little bit in the center of the corner off of the exit of turn 2 and tagged Harvick. And then most of the way down the back straightaway, Harvick made a clean block on G.G. Yaley on the inside, but he didn't realize Tim Fedewa was up high. So when he moved back up the racetrack to arc it into turn 3, he ran into Fedewa. And Fedewa clipped the wall, losing a few positions. Harvick's gaining quickly on Kenny Wallace. They have to cut some speed out of it, though, to get the stability back. Well, he never had it to begin with. Eight races complete on the season so far. Bobby Hamilton Jr. is currently the points leader. Kevin Harvick comes into this race second in points. Harvick running full-time for the Busch Series, despite being a Cup Series regular. We've seen a lot of these Cup Series regulars run a decent amount of races this year. Juniors ran quite a few. We see Matt Kenseth running tonight as well. Mark Martins ran some races. Jeff Burton's ran some races. We'll be seeing those guys off and on, as well as many others. Paul Menard would be a rookie in the Cup Series. He's running here today in this Busch race as well. So many different drivers that will be racing in this series. My goodness. What is this? I was underneath Kenny Wallace and the car got loose in the tri-oval again, and I had like no choice but to drive into the grass. The car basically turned itself down there. Oh my gosh. Not sure exactly what the fuel window is here. We haven't raced the Busch Series cars at Fontana yet. Harvick again behind Kenny Wallace. So now they're halfway on fuel, lap 26. Harvick gets around Kenny Wallace. Wallace cuts the car down to the inside off the exit of turn 2. He'll try to cross Harvick back over again. These two have had a pretty good, clean battle for the most part between each other, back and forth. Did a little bit earlier. Oh, Harvick got into him there. He wasn't trying to. He was trying to hang on to his car off forward and stay in the gas. He ended up rubbing up alongside of Kenny Wallace. Wallace still not clear. Oh, he almost moved up anyway. Harvick's not even really trying to side draft him. He is, but he's actually side drafting him, but he's not trying to. He's just so loose off the exit of a corner. Even in the middle that time in 3 and 4, and then even all the way down through the tri-oval, he's super loose. The car gets light. Major run off turn 4 on the high side there. Harvick will lead that lap at the start-finish line by about a half a car length. Harvick is actually able to hold this middle to upper lane pretty well. You see Kenny Wallace get the advantage on corner entry with the shortest way around the track, but off the banking, Harvick gets the run off high, and he's hanging on to it even halfway through the tire stint. There's a good chance Harvick's going to be short pitting. He does not want to last to the end of a fuel run. The way this car has been handling. Doesn't want to risk damaging the car any more than what he already has. Slight bit of contact there. Is Kenny Wallace going to clear this time? There's very minimal contact, and nope, still side by side. As these guys run side by side, third on back is going to start to catch up. And now we have a caution at lap 29, so much for that. Caution is out for the first time tonight at the California Speedway. Ooh, hard head-on impact into the outside wall. A couple other cars collected as well. Oh, massive pile up off turn 2. 131 slid into the 106 to his outside, hitting the wall head-on. The 113 piled in. The 128 piled in. Somebody else piled in there as well. And Kevin Harvick gonna pit under the yellow. We'll see if anybody else will come on in. Nope. Harvick, the only driver coming in. He's going to make some adjustments on this number 21, Reese's Chevrolet. It'll be one round of wedge all the way around. Going to drop the air pressure 2 pounds as well. Really trying to tighten this race car up. Going to repair some damage for fresh tires and a full tank of fuel coming for Harvick and his crew. Led some laps early on despite starting at the rear. The caution gives him a break to be able to short pit and hit pit road. The problem is he is going to lose all that track position he had as he was the only driver to hit the pits. Everybody was on the lead lap due to this early caution again that flew at lap 29. Yeah, this is not a custom schedule season, but when we finish up the Busch, the Cup Series, and then the last few races for the Modified Series, we already finished the Truck Series up at NASCAR 5. I'll do a second season with this game and have some custom schedules be ran for all the series. Already actually made the custom schedule for the Truck Series, literally after the final race. Kevin Harvick spins the tires majorly on this restart. How far back he fell. He was in the throttle. Very strange there. Now everybody's wadded together again. Matt Kenseth gets to the lead on Kenny Wallace on the restart. Got that launch through turns 1 and 2. Harvick's got the freshest tires in the field. He got through the field really quick the first time. It only took him 12 laps to get to the lead, and now he's got fresher tires. We'll see what he can do. Newly adjusted race car as well. 109. Really chopped down on Harvick. Harvick moved way down low through the tri-oval trying to get away from him. Making sure he wasn't going to make contact. Harvick's just coasting around these guys. It's likely a two-stop race for everybody to the end, especially with that caution. It was looking like they could go to about lap 50. As if it could have been a fuel mileage race, but they took that extra stop, so he knows for sure 2 stops from here to the end is definitely going to work. Points leader Bobby Hamilton Jr. just got to the lead for the first time tonight. Harvick a little loose off turn 2 still. Near as loose as what he was in the last run. Round of wedge, air pressure adjustment as well. And now the 83 car is just blowing an engine through the tri-ovals. He's trying to get down to the inside of the track. He gets into Kevin Harvick. He was trying to get out of harm's way, and he made a little contact with Harvick in doing so. Major damage to the 21. About as light of damage as it could have been, really. Very fortunate that didn't turn into something catastrophic. It almost seemed like Harvick was getting through the field even better the first time. We're probably going to be seeing green flag pit stops in about 15 laps or less as well. Parker trying to run the outside. Oh, he checked up. A little bump to the back of the 135. He got a little loose. We'll call that an accidental bump draft down the back straightaway. I think Harvick hit him square. 83 finally going to make his way down on the pit road. We'll stay green. I'd be down for that, Tim. I'd be down for that. And obviously the newer graphics as well added onto it. Yeah, the AI is aggressive, but they make more mistakes. Game can be hard if you miss the setup like we did at the start. Hanging on for dear life. So Bobby Hamilton Jr. got to the lead on the restart about 2 laps after the restart. And he continues to pull away. Kyle Busch maybe going to look low getting into the corner. Harvick makes a pass on the outside down the back straightaway and cuts to the bottom underneath the 9. I believe that is Mark Martin, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, Mark Martin, I believe, is in the number 9 Pennzoil car if he is running this race. There's 2 number 9 cars. J.J. Yaley underneath David Stremme. Harvick follows Yaley past Stremme. Now he gets underneath Yaley as well. Kenny Wallace has fallen back to 6th. Got Greg Biffle in this race as well. So there's actually quite a few Cup Series regulars in this race. And Greg Biffle's a rival with Kevin Harvick. First we've seen him today. Harvick's going to try to make a pass. He's got fresher tires, so he knows he's faster. Biffle is in 5th, trying to block Harvick right now through the tri-oval. Side by side for the race lead, meanwhile, Matt Kenseth is battling up there on the outside. Biffle sandwiched between both RCR cars of Ron Hornaday and Kevin Harvick. Harvick low off turn 2, trying to get away from Biffle. Down on the apron to try and get away from him. He's going to have to drive it in deep into turn 3 as he's still side by side. He's able to with those fresher tires. He'll get around Ron Hornaday as well. Biffle all the way up high. He might lose another spot. Kenseth loses a few already. He is now back to 4th. Dale Jr. in 2nd. And he's got a little bit of a run in the draft as well. And he is going to make it to the inside. No, not quite. Block was made by the race leader. Harvick is up to 3rd, though. And he gets to the inside of Jr. for 2nd. Jr. really crowds him. Bobby Hamilton Jr. in the lead. Harvick clear of Dale Jr. He is underneath the other Jr., Bobby Hamilton. And Harvick is back out in front. 10 laps after the restart. On about 30 lap fresher tires, Dale Jr. follows Harvick to 2nd place once again. But the draft just plays so much of a factor here at California. We saw that in the Truck Series last season there, and we're seeing it here tonight in the Busch Series race as well. One of the Cup guys inside the top 10. Biffle's back to 4th place. Hopefully he doesn't get a shot at Kevin Harvick. I think Harvick was able to pass him clean when he did. Bottom's open right now, but Hamilton shuts the door on Biffle. Harvick slides a little wide off the exit of turn 4. That's going to cost him a ton of momentum now through the tri-oval. Hamilton shooting low. Harvick going to block him down there. Here comes Jr. up high. Harvick slides in front of him. And Bobby Hamilton back to the inside. Harvick gets the run, though. So good on the outside of the racetrack. Oh, no, he gets into the wall. It's actually Matt Kenseth who's on the bottom, not Greg Biffle, luckily. And now they're 3 wide for the lead. Harvick up the middle. Kenseth leads the lap at the line. Harvick was struggling off turn 4. Made some adjustments. It was working for now, and then after about a dozen laps, the car's starting to go away again. Oh, that was close. A little donut on the right side of Kenseth's car. Harvick up high. Kenseth leads at the line. Not by much. Harvick side drafts him a little bit. Cleanly that time. And will the leaders pit? Kenseth should be clear off turn 2 this time. I doubt Harvick's going to get the run. Kenseth slides in front of him. Dale Jr.'s underneath Kevin Harvick now, but the draft up high allows Harvick to clear Dale Jr. And Harvick's going to stay on the high side into turns 3 and 4. Kenseth almost slid up into him. Remember, he did a little earlier, costing Kenseth the lead, but he fought back on that last restart when the field got bunched back together. Harvick is there, and Harvick leads this lap at the line. A little contact again with Kenseth. It doesn't take much contact to knock anybody out of shape when you're going at these speeds around the California Speedway. And contact costed Harvick, and Kenseth gets back out there. He had the momentum, then he lost it. He's going to block Dale Jr. to the inside. Try to get underneath the 17 of Matt Kenseth. He gets around him, clears him, pulls high. And Jr. gets underneath Kenseth as well. Off of turn 4. And now, actually, it does look like Harvick will lead at the line. He is clear of Dale Jr. down low. He'll block him into turn 1. Try to, at least. And successful so far. Just amazing on older tires that these guys hang on. Harvick's car is just not good handling-wise. At all. Junior with a run. We're going to have a ton of lead changes by the end of this race. We have another one at the line. Junior can lead. Yep, Junior leads, barely. Harvick with another bobble. Oh, both cars wide. Harvick's in the wall. Oof. Almost got into Junior. He lifted there, and now Kenseth's got to run down low, but Kenseth's going to hit pit road. So he's going to be the first to pit. Oni, welcome to the stream. Harvick dives it underneath Dale Jr. He'll make the pass for the lead again on lap 50 through turns 1 and 2. We're in the middle of green flag pit stops. Harvick pitted under the lone yellow back at lap 29. 131 car causing the accident. Spinning head-on into the outside wall off the exit of turn 2. Matt Kenseth, the only one of these top 4 that were battling for the lead to come to pit road. And now the third-place car of Bobby Hamilton Jr. will come into the pits as well with number 25. Harvick leads at the line, so that's a lead change. Jr. led the last 2 laps. And if we get a caution now to trap a lot of these guys a lap down, that would be huge for guys like Dale Jr. and Kevin Harvick. Harvick can go about another 25 laps, if not a little more than that, on fuel. Either way, it's a 2 pit stop race to the end. He's going to go a couple laps longer just to be safe. But he can't stay out too much longer. He's going to be on older tires compared to everybody else for quite some time. At the same time, he would like to hold Matt Kenseth back as much as he possibly can. Bobby Hamilton Jr. coming out of the pits. He had a pretty fast pit stop. So he comes out ahead of Kenseth, and Kenseth pitted a lap before him. Plus, it's getting Harvick a few more laps led. All these lead changes, you don't know who's going to lead the most by the end of this one. Dale Jr. coming out of the pits as well. Harvick going to try to go low and draft off of him down the back straightaway. Going to get him underneath Bobby Hamilton Jr. Running in the draft there and clear high off turn 4. He gets around Bobby Hamilton. That worked perfectly. Stay in Jr.'s draft again. As much as he can down the straightaways. Kenseth trying to make a pass for third place. Harvick just going to stay out a couple more laps. We'll see how fast this 21 crew can have a pit stop. It's going to need to be quick if he's going to want to cycle back as a leader, knowing he's staying out already. Probably 6 to 8 laps longer than everybody else by the time he comes in. The rest of the field will have to make one more pit stop. Harvick just cannot get to Junior right now on these older tires. Junior's trying to block, but maybe break the draft down the straightaways, cutting to the inside as well. Harvick's just trying to mainly stay in the draft more than anything right now. Kenseth got closer behind him, and that maybe kind of gave it a little bit of an arrow push to the 21 of Harvick to finally get to the inside of Dale Jr. Jr.'s going to try to crowd him through the tri-oval, but Harvick's going to try to side draft him back. Now he has to block Kenseth back down low. Jr. will be clear getting into turn 1. But he moves up just a tad in the center of the corner. Harvick again gets underneath Dale Jr. Clear. Harvick has lapped the field now here at California at lap 58, but he still has to hit pit road 2 more times. The rest of the field will only have to pit once. While he could stay in the draft and keep up with these leaders, if he stays in front of them, he's only going to hold them back even more. Bobby Hamilton Jr. down low. Harvick sees him. He'll cut down low to block into 3. Dale Jr. up high already, lost second place and is about to lose third to Kenseth. And Kenseth, meanwhile, maybe a 2-for-1 special. He's looking to pass Bobby Hamilton Jr. as well. He's on his inside. Currently for second place. I think Harvick might be committed to staying out all the way through this fuel run and then pitting. He's going to have to make a shorter run to the end of the race at some point. Maybe to make it easier for him to drive through the field. Assuming he loses the lead during pit stops, might as well hold these guys back as long as he can and not let them pull away from him. If they do start to do that, he's got to come in immediately or he's going to lose too much time. But right now, I think he's all right. Probably still won't cycle through as a leader, but he'll just short pit the final stop instead of the first stop. log in some laps led as well to maybe try to lead the most. Junior just gets underneath Harvick. He just flat out beat him into turn one. Those fresher tires. Junior's easily going to clear him off turn two by quite a wide margin. Contact off the exit of turn two. Kenseth got squeezed into the walls. They were 3 wide. I believe that's Kyle Busch. He tried to make a move underneath both Bobby Hamilton Jr. and Matt Kenseth. Harvick slides, drove it in too deep into turn three as he's trying hard to dig back and catch up to Junior. But luckily, despite the contact between the 17 and the 25 and Kenseth scraping the wall off turn two, we do stay green and they keep their cars going in the right direction. 90 laps to go here tonight at California, 60 laps complete. One caution back at lap 29. Gonna hide both of you guys if you can't be quiet in the chat. You guys were both terrible last night. All three of you know who I'm talking about. Just gotta ignore each other. Ignore each other, be nice. It's a happy place. It's supposed to be your nightly getaway from any stress you might have had throughout the course of the day. Not an added stressor. I mean, yeah, the lead car just cannot get away. The drafting is just too high with this game, really, but you get to these longer intermediates like your Indianapolis, like your California, Michigan, Pocono, it just gets even harder in this game. Oof. Kenseth almost got into Harvick's left rear. He drove it in deep. He couldn't get in there any more deeper without having to lift because he almost got into the back of the 21. Races Chevrolet. Oh, Busch is still hanging around there too. Kenseth's going to get underneath of Harvick finally. The Junior ran that higher line. Harvick trying to stay in the draft perhaps. Kenseth's clear into three. Will he get to the inside of Dale Jr.? Not quite, and Harvick's going to cross Kenseth back over to the inside. It seems like it doesn't lapse into the run. Harvick's car starts to get loose, and then later into the run, it just kind of starts to, actually, handling-wise at least, get fixed. Running pretty steadily right now. Plus, without any practice, he's just getting more and more laps logged in, so that's going to help as well. Bobby Hamilton Jr. got around Kenseth. Didn't even really see that. He's underneath Kevin Harvick now. Ooh, Harvick into the wall. Car stepped out on him. Oh, into Kyle Busch. Busch is going to lose some time. So is Harvick. Hamilton, Kenseth, get away. That could have been way worse than what it was. We stay green. That's the most important thing. You don't want to see a caution. Not when we're involved in it. Tim, trust me, I understand that. I've done it before. But knowing that all three of them are longtime listeners of the channel, like they just should know better. I don't care how old they are. Like, it shouldn't have to come to that. And trying to. I mean, I ignore it. I was quiet about it all night last night. I'll know if something gets super, super out of hand, then I'll step in. But don't let it go to that. You guys should be able to monitor it just as much as I do. Shouldn't have to make me make the decision. I want you guys to watch this. I do this for, obviously I'm doing it, to help my own commentating abilities, obviously, but I do this for your guys' entertainment. If nobody was watching and you guys aren't entertained by the product, I wouldn't be doing it. Especially, for instance, tonight. I had to work today. By the time I ended up getting home and getting something to eat and got the stream underway, it's 9:15. I'm going to be up past 10:30 tonight, having to get back up again at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning to go to work. Put some hard work into this thing behind the scenes, man. I enjoy that we can come together, we can talk some NASCAR, we can watch some racing. Oh, man, that was a big moment there for Harvick. Kenseth got into, well, he didn't actually get into him. He got to his left rear corner panel and loosened him up just by being there, really. He took the air off the left rear of Harvick's car. He slid all the way up the racetrack. His tires are starting to go away as well, both the front tires in the yellow. Harvick's starting to lose these guys. He's only got about maybe 10 more laps, maybe a couple more than that left of fuel, and then he'll have to pit. So he's just logging in more and more laps led. Now the right rear's starting to get into the yellow, but he is starting to lose the draft of those top four. Obviously, he's the leader, but second through fifth. Dale Jr. currently the second place car. I believe the 83 car is still the only driver out of the race. I could be wrong. Probably am wrong. I think he's the only one that's blown an engine so far. I don't know what's up with this race car. It's like it gets loose and then it just stops getting loose and it runs perfectly fine. And then like 5 to 10 laps later, it just gets loose for like a good 2 to 3 laps again. When the momentum gets broken, it's hard to get that momentum back. And then once you do, you're consistent. It doesn't matter whether you're in traffic by yourself. Gotta be one of the worst handling race cars Harvick's had so far in this young season. Again, this is only the 9th race of the year. I can tell you, if Greg Biffle starts to close in on fresher tires with Kevin Harvick where he's at right now, he'll definitely come to pit road then. He does not want to risk Biffle wrecking him. There's somebody else closing in on his back bumper. I just can't tell who it is. And if it is Biffle, you can plan on Harvick pitting very, very shortly. Yeah, he's already going to have to pit in less than 10 laps, but can't tell if it's Biffle or if it's his teammate Ron Hornaday in the 2 car. So it might be Hornaday. Yeah, definitely have to tighten it up. We tightened it up quite a bit. Dropped in 2 pounds of air pressure. Put a round of wedge into it. We'll be halfway home this time by. We'll have 75 laps down, 75 laps to go. Yes, it definitely does, Tim. That is Hornaday, Harvick's teammate underneath. My goodness. Stake off turn 2. Getting into the outside wall, and Hornaday gets the quick, easy pass to get back on the lead lap in case we got a yellow. We'll have to restart at the back of the field, or the tail end of the longest line if he had to get the free pass. We're halfway home. Harvick leads for now. He's got 2 more pit stops, though. Rest of the field, 1. Now, I definitely think Biffle, and I can't tell who he's battling with, probably Ashton Lewis. Looks like a white car. Will be the next driver to try and get around Harvick to get their lap back. Biffle just made the pass on whoever that was on the inside. So Greg Biffle's the next lap car behind Kevin Harvick. He closes in drastically by the time they get off of turn 4 this time. I think Harvick's going to make the late dive to pit road. Do I have the word auto brakes? No, but I do have limited stability on for season 1, which is what I did with NASCAR Thunder 2004. So the first season I did with Thunder 04, I had limited stability. Then I turned it off completely for the second season, just because the game was so hard. I didn't want to wreck every single race, even though I wrecked I DNF'd out of like 9 races or something. And I turned it off, and I didn't get much better. But season 1, for every series, I'm doing the same thing. It'll be a limited stability. Are we going to stay out one more lap? Greg Biffle's closing in on him quite a bit here, but he's going to stay out another lap, get another lap let in. They'll actually leave the next lap, too, on pit lane before the leaders would come around to unlap themselves. Not even unlap themselves, cycle through as the leaders themselves. And Biffle actually just got passed in turns 1 and 2 by Ashton Lewis. Biffle going to try to cross him over now. He looks slow down the back straightaway again. Kevin Harvick will be coming into the pits this time by lap 80. Ooh, he slides. Definitely coming in hot. It'll be a 4-tire pit stop. Another half a round of wedge going to be put into this race car for Kevin Harvick to help tighten it up a little more. 4 tires, full tank of fuel. Second pit stop of the day for Harvick. His first green flag pit stop of the race. Again, he was the only driver to pit under the caution at lap 29. Yeah, Dale Jr. easily cycles through as the new race leader. Kevin Harvick trying to get up to speed on the apron of the racetrack right now. And look at all the track position he lost by staying out of the pits 30 laps longer than everybody else. My goodness, can't even hold the apron trying to get up to speed. Oh my goodness, he didn't try to move up the racetrack. He was still loose from being on the apron off turn 2. And there was a car coming in high. Luckily, he had him cleared. So Harvick is about 8.5 seconds off the race lead of Dale Jr. He's going to try to cut back into this deficit now. From 30-lap old tires to 30-lap fresher tires. Should say 20-lap older tires, now 30-lap fresher tires. Try and cut into this lead. Plus, again, more adjustments made under that pit stop. And he felt he had to pit under the yellow. But he was able to get up inside the top 4 before Matt Kenseth's race leader, not race leader, but one of the leaders came into pit road. He didn't quite get to the lead. Or wasn't in the lead, at least, when the pit stop started. That's why the other drivers in the top 4 were right around him. Look at how much faster Kevin Harvick is. That interval's already down under 7.5 seconds off turn 2 this time. Kenny Wallace has faded outside the top 10 after leading some laps earlier in the race. Harvick trying to draft off of his current spotter in the Cup Series, Tim Fedewa. Oh boy, he drove it in deep. Good thing he's got fresh tires. Clipped the apron, getting into 3. Gets around Fedewa. He's trying to pass Jeff Burt now. Burton trying to crowd him through the tri-oval. Harvick maybe side drafts him right back. Harvick's going to clear him before they get into turn 1. Burton's going to try maybe a little crossover move now. But he can't get back underneath them. Those older tires, he doesn't have the grip to drive it in as deep. Kyle Busch is going to get to the race lead now down the back straightaway. I believe this is the first time he has led tonight. So 5 bonus points will be coming up for him. Yeah, and these cars are much different, too, than the NASCAR Heat series, obviously, too. So the cars themselves drive different as far as just when to brake in the corner, when not to. You know, what tracks that you don't have to hit the brake. Most tracks you do have to hit the brake with the Gen 4 cars. The Busch on the Truck Series, you don't, especially the Truck Series, you don't always have to hit the brakes at every track, but this track's so fast you almost have to. J.J. Yeley trying to block for position. It's Greg Biffle in the 60. Guess he's no longer a rival with Kevin Harvick. I guess it's better that way. For Harvick, still not making it easy on him. Side by side between Lewis and Yeley. Harvick gets by Biffle, gets underneath Yeley, passes them both for position. Blocks Yeley to the outside. Blocks Yeley to the inside. Ashton Lewis tries to chop off the 21 of Harvick, but Harvick stuffs it in there, and he's back to 6th place. Just over 5 seconds off the race lead. I would assume the final pit stops for the rest of the field will be coming in about 15 laps. So that is kind of the magic lap, I guess you would say, that Harvick would want to be up at least with those top 4 drivers that are battling for the lead right now. He's got about 13 laps to get up there. And he's closing quickly. Taking a few laps past lap 100, so he knows for sure he can make it on fuel. He'll pit again. This will be his short run to the finish. Or his shortest run, I guess. 3 stops to the end. We don't know if we're going to get another caution, too, though. That could definitely happen. Again, we've only had one today. It was at lap 29. We're now at lap 88, so this is the longest of the 2 green flag runs so far. I believe, if I remember right, California in the Truck Series, that race was towards the end of the season. I think we only had like 6 or 7 races left. So we just ran it a few weeks ago. And we had 5 cautions in that race, and it was only 100 laps. It also is the Truck Series. But I do also remember we had 2 cautions in the last 10 laps of the race, so say what you will. This thing definitely could change its ways very quickly. like we got a slow car, the apron of the racetrack, getting into turns 3 and 4 right now. We'll see if they can make it to pit road. Hopefully they can. We stay green without an accident. Leaders get by, no problem. Looks like it was the 86 car. It's up in smoke. Harvick just over 3 seconds off the lead at lap 90. Closing in fast on these 30-lap fresh tires. DB Forever 85, welcome to the stream. We haven't alternated through the different camera angles yet today, despite all the action we have had so far, so we'll do that for the next 4 laps for the first time. Like 2.5 seconds off the lead, closing in to maybe get back inside the top 5 as he's got his teammate Ron Hornaday Jr. right in front of him. A lot of juniors in the field. Got a Bobby Hamilton Jr., got a Dale Earnhardt Jr., got a Ron Hornaday Jr. I don't think, no, Martin Truex Jr. is not in this game yet. Although he was a rookie in the Busch Series in 2004. Harvick trying the outside to get around his teammate Hornaday. Definitely wants to race him clean of anybody on the racetrack. Harvick, oh, well, so much for that. He bounced into the wall and lightly grazed Hornaday in the process. Harvick still loose, getting into turn 1. Barely keeps it off the wall. Harvick again, looking up high. Gets a run off turn 4 on Ron Hornaday. Oof. Hornaday cuts him off at the last second. Harvick takes a peek to the outside. He just cannot get around Ron Hornaday right now. Thank God for the new controller. Indeed. Car's bad enough as it is. The new controller, like the 3rd attempt at getting a new controller. And I got 2 of these. 2 of these same ones, just in case. So I've actually got 5 controllers, and 3 of them, one of them definitely doesn't work. One of them's broken. And then 2 of them don't work the way I want to. And then the other 2 are the only ones that actually work the way I want them to work. I feel the most comfortable. All right, starting to close in. He's less than 1 second off the race lead. They'll be coming to lap 96 this time by. Another driver down on the apron who's blowing an engine. He'll make it to pit road. Couldn't tell who that was. Dale Jr. is actually falling all the way back to 4th place. Harvick might be able to get around him for 5th here pretty soon. But Harvick's got pressured tires of anybody in the field. And actual lap traffic is going to be coming up here pretty soon as well. Really the first time tonight. Kyle Busch going to try to make a move for the lead on Bobby Hamilton Jr. Harvick inside of Dale Jr. And Kyle Busch makes it onto pit road. So Busch is going to pit early. He's the first of the top 5 to pit. Harvick made the pass for Dale Jr. on Dale Jr. Now to the inside of Kenseth with a run through the tri-oval. So he made it towards the leaders, but he couldn't get to the lead before the green flag pit stops. Slides in front of Kenseth into 1, and he's going to have a shot at Bobby Hamilton Jr. down the back straightaway for the race lead. With a run to the outside. Hamilton trying to squeeze him. Can't squeeze him anymore. Harvick side drafts him now down the back stretch and into turn 3. Side by side for the lead. Hamilton gets wide. He's in the wall. And Harvick slides way up the track. Kenseth is going to get to the bottom. And Matt Kenseth gets to the lead. Hamilton just lost his race car into the corner. And in trying to catch it, he made contact with Kevin Harvick and falls way off the pace. Harvick getting blocked way up the track by Kenseth now. Harvick couldn't quite clear Kenseth off the exit of turn 4, and Kenseth gets another run. Top 3 still on the racetrack, lap 99. A lot of the field came to pit road that time. Harvick again to the inside of Kenseth. Oh, and Kenseth just doors him off the exit of turn 2. Again, trying to side draft somebody, but he just doored him that time. And Harvick is going to make the dive to pit road before even leading a lap during that run. Final pit stop of the race. 4 fresh tires. Topping off on fuel, and this is the money stop for the 21 team. The 3rd and final pit stop of the day. I'll have to go 51 laps on this run. We'll have some more scratches along the way as well. And no mistakes on pit road for the 21 team. And now we just got to wait and see when Dale Jr. and Matt Kenseth hit pit road. There goes Kyle Busch. Remember, he was the first of the top 5 to hit the pits. Jr. trying to make a pass right now on Matt Kenseth for the lead. Got a little tight in the middle of the corner and actually lost a little bit of ground out of Kenseth. So Harvick's a lap down. He definitely doesn't want there to be a caution right now. Kenseth guards the low line into 3. He may be coming into the pits this time by. And he will. Lap 101. Matt Kenseth into the pits. Dale Jr. to the race lead once again. And Jr., the last of the drivers inside the top 5 to stay out on the racetrack. Harvick drafting one Jr. down the back straightaway. Needs to try to catch Kyle Busch, and Jr. just blocked him heavily into the corner. A little bit of contact. Jr.'s going to stay out another lap, it looks like. Harvick easily cycles ahead of Matt Kenseth, by the way, who just came off the pit lane. Have to assume the same will happen for Dale Jr. when he comes into the pits. Jr. going low into turn 3 right now, probably the signal that Dale Jr. will be coming to pit road this time. And then I believe it'll be Kyle Busch cycling to the race lead when all of these pit stops do cycle through. There's Bobby Hamilton Jr. So Harvick gets around him as well. Harvick should be in second place when everybody pits. Race leader Dale Jr. is in right now. I think there's a couple other cars on pit road behind him. Kyle Busch is caught in heavy lap traffic. They've had side-by-side lap traffic in front of him the last couple laps, and Harvick's closing quick because of it. Dale Jr. just coming off the pit lane, trying to get up to speed in turns 1 and 2. Kyle Busch will get around him pretty quickly. Harvick will as well down the back straightaway. Look at all this lap traffic, though. 56 cars there. Oh, Harvick made a mistake off turn 2, and he can't get off the wall, and Junior is going to stay in front of him because of it. That 8-team had a blistering fast pit stop, too, though. For him to even come out right with Kyle Busch. And actually, Matt Kenseth's in front of Kyle Busch, holding him up as well. Really quick stops by the 17 and the 8. Probably got the Cup Series picture here. And Busch makes a move to the inside of Kenseth. Top 4 under a blanket off turn 2. 56 car pulled the pit road that time. He really crowded Schneider off the exit of the corner. Look at Junior all the way to the bottom of the run from behind from Harvick. Kenseth tries to go up the middle 3 wide for second. In lap traffic, now Junior gets tight in the middle of the corner, and Harvick goes from 4th to 1st in a half a lap. Harvick back to the lead for the first time in a while, and now we have just 45 laps to go. It's going to be a long 45 laps, but an intense and thrilling one to say the least. The drafting here with these older Busch Series cars around this fast, nearly wide open racetrack. Long straightaways to get the drafting help. Everybody's on equal tires pretty much. Couple laps in between them. They'll all even out here within a few more laps, really. Junior was the last to pit of the drivers inside the top 4 battling for the lead. Kyle Busch was the first. They both run 3rd and 4th with Kenseth in 2nd, right behind Kevin Harvick. And this is where Kyle Busch is going to have to step up big. He's in 3rd. He has 3 Cup Series regulars racing around him. Dale Jr., Matt Kenseth, Kevin Harvick. Remember, this is rookie in the Busch Series Kyle Busch. This is not Cup Series Kyle Busch that we know of today, so he is really trying to prove himself. Harvick laps another car there, but Kenseth really got stuck behind him, and now it looks like Kyle Busch is back to 2nd place again. I'm all in for caution replays. It's just like, it's mind-boggling that NASCAR Heat has been around for 5 years, and we still have all of these, like, gameplay features that we still just don't have that we had 15, 20 years ago. It just mind-boggles me. Like, I can see 1, 2 games in, 3, 4, 5, now we're going to 6. Like, they better be in. Like, something as simple as that. Just enhances it. I'm no video game developer, but I can't imagine it would take much. Kevin Harvick down low, trying to break the draft. And remember, all those laps that Kevin Harvick led with this alternating pit strategy is the only reason he's led as many laps as he has, despite starting last. By pitting on lap 29, he led an extra 30 laps under green, just staying out of the pits longer than everybody else. Once he had to pit from lap 80, he didn't get back to the lead until well after the final pit stop cycle through, and just about 5 laps ago, but he has now clinched the most laps led in this race because he did lead some laps before that first caution as well. .09 of Lance Brantley going to stay to the outside. Busch might get picked behind him. Junior tried to pick him. Busch did a great job getting down low, though. .40 laps to go. Man, this race isn't going to get done until like 11. I honestly thought Richmond was the next race for whatever reason, and I guess it wasn't. It was California. It's been a while since the last Busch Series race. I was looking, I was like, I thought Richmond was next, but then when I looked at the schedule, we actually have 2 races. We got this race, and then we got our first road course race at Old Spice Speedway before we go to Richmond yet. I don't know why I was thinking Richmond was the next race. Dale Jr. to second. Kenseth follows him in line. Kyle Busch now back to 4th. Working together as a team to get around Busch there in the draft down the back straightaway, and trying to get away from him. Drafting each other through the tri-oval and trying to get to the 21 of Kevin Harvick. Still not a perfect handling race car for Harvick, but I'd say by far the best of what is now 4 different tire stints in this race if you count the tires they have those first 29 laps for the caution. Junior drives it in deep. Harvick shuts the door on him though in turns 3 and 4. Lap car up high. Everybody gonna get down low and get underneath. Junior looking low through the tri-oval right now as Harvick holds on to the lead still, but Junior might make a run into turns 1 and 2. These guys have been extra aggressive, and I think they've kind of calmed down a little bit here over the last, really since they came off of pit road, trying to save their stuff to the end. Kenseth underneath Junior for second. Junior almost got into the wall off turn 2. Kenseth's got a really big run into 3. Still hasn't cleared Junior yet. Now he'll clear him off the exit of turn 4. Junior going to try to cross him over, though, off turn 4, and Junior looks back to the inside of Matt Kenseth. And now drafts behind him through the tri-ovals. Kenseth got the run off the high side. Final time, we're going to alternate through the different camera angles in tonight's race. Well, Junior did make the dive, getting into turns 1 and 2 at least. A quarter later than what I thought. And he should be able to clear up. But he's going after Harvick. Harvick gets a little loose. Getting into 3, a wiggle up the track, and Junior's going to get underneath him. But he's not going to clear him. And they're still racing for the lead off turn 4, side by side. At the line, Harvick will lead the lap. Seen the driver on the inside get loose so many different times in this situation. Junior is clear up, and Kyle Busch actually gets to 3rd, passing Kenseth through 1 and 2. Look at Junior trying to block Kevin Harvick now as Junior has found himself back in the race lead. Oh, he got a little tight in the middle of the corner, though. And Harvick drives back underneath him. He is clear in the center of the tri-oval with a block. Now down low, trying to block there as well. Junior trying to cross him back over into 1. Harvick being very aggressive, and now that aggressiveness, at least within the 8 and the 21, is starting to ramp up as we get closer to the finish. Just over 30 laps to go. Jeez. I think I got really loose off turn 4 that time. Junior's got to run because of it, but Harvick's really trying to hold him up. Kenseth back to the inside of Kyle Busch, meanwhile. Junior underneath Harvick off turn 2, side by side for the lead down the back straightaway. Go back to the far chase cam for the rest of this race. Once we get back to the start-finish line this time, will Junior clear for the lead off turn 4? No, he will not. Harvick's still there. Could we have a photo finish here, just like we did in the Truck Series? We had 2 photo finishes in the Truck Series all season long, and one of them was at Fontana. This one is shaping up that it could be one of those situations as well. What a run off the high side from Harvick. He's getting a great draft off of Drew Campbell in the 131. Remember, Campbell wrecked earlier in the race. Got quite a bit of damage. Oh, and look at Junior trying to squeeze Harvick into Campbell. It nearly worked, and now they're 3 wide. Oh, no. Contact with the 131. Harvick gets into Junior. And the leaders stay compacted together. Really, the worst of it went to the 131 of Drew Campbell. Kenseth's going to get the second now. Harvick aggressively side drafting Kenseth back. Junior goes high. Harvick to the middle. Kenseth down low. 3 wide for the lead. Harvick clears Junior. Kenseth leads the lap at the line. Harvick on the outside of Kenseth. Oh, little wheel touch. That was a big mistake by Harvick. And he's in the wall, and he loses a couple spots. He's back to 4th now. They're starting to race like it's the last lap every lap all of a sudden. They did calm down there for quite a while after those final pit stops. Not anymore. How did Junior just power back by Kenseth? So did Kyle Busch. Kenseth's now back to 4th. Harvick gets through the 3rd. Kenseth must have lifted where he shouldn't have or something. Lap car's in the way of Dale Jr. again. They're going to move out of the way. They're going to let Junior and Kyle Busch, Harvick underneath. I would assume Kenseth as well when Kenseth gets there. 3 wide. Harvick's not wasting any time. Clears Busch, and he's on the inside of Junior. Junior side drafted him down the back straightaway right back, though. And Busch is on the inside. 3 wide for the lead. "18-year-old Kyle Busch trying to show the veterans of the Cup Series in the Busch Series how it's done. Couldn't even tell who led that lap at the line that time between Harvick and Busch. Still side by side for the lead, my goodness. Ray Westbury, next lap car just up ahead. Busch aggressively on the left rear of Harvick and got him loose. 3 wide, Junior to the inside. That's why Harvick didn't have a lot of room up there. With Busch on his quarter panel, a little touch between the 5 and the 21, and Junior gets to the lead. 26 to go at the line. Oh no. Harvick slid into Junior. Slowed them both down. Really lost the momentum for the 21 as Junior holds on to the race lead. Look at him side draft the right rear of Harvick. It looked like Harvick was about to clear him again. And just couldn't do it. Still more lap traffic, 3 more cars in the near future. Still Junior leads. Kenseth and Kyle Busch are starting to lose a little bit of ground. Junior and Harvick down low, kind of just drafting each other, at least for the moment, down the back straightaway. Door opened up. Harvick trying to pinch Junior behind the lap car, the 116, and he did. He trapped him up. Harvick clears off turn 4 on Dale Jr. now. Harvick will lead the lap with 24 to go. Harvick up high to block, back down low to block on Dale Jr. Might bring Kyle Busch and Matt Kenseth back into it again. Harvick slides way up the racetrack. Still holds on to the lead. Oh, Junior might have gotten crowded by Harvick that time. Junior and Harvick barely keep it off the outside wall. Harvick holds on to the lead. The lost momentum is going to allow this lap car to get underneath the 21. Harvick way up high in turns 1 and 2, a lot higher than what he wanted to run. Look at Kyle Busch out of nowhere. Busch is on the inside for the lead, and now Harvick's going to get stuck behind the 116 on the outside. 3 wide. Still 3 wide with Kenseth low, and Junior just nudged Harvick, trying to block him through the tri-oval. And Harvick gets back around Junior for second, Kenseth to follow for third. Busch leads. They'll have 21 to go at the line this time. Harvick gets around Kyle Busch. New leader at the line. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. Kyle Busch got to the right rear corner panel of Kevin Harvick there for a little bit, but he couldn't make the pass. My friend's starting to wear at that point in the run, I guess. Kenseth to second. Junior to third. I mean, this top 4 are just putting on a show right now. 20 to go here at Fontana. Who is going to bring home the trophy? 3 Cup regulars and an 18-year-old rookie in the Busch Series, Kyle Busch, all battling for it. Junior back underneath Harvick. Side by side down the back straightaway. Junior has the advantage into 3. Wow, Kyle Busch nearly pushing Dale Jr. Slides up the track, a lot harder to hold the outside later and later into the run. Harvick going to try to draft with Dale Jr. now on the outside, holding clear of the 5 of Kyle Busch, and now he gets back underneath Jr. into turn 1. Oh, man, Harvick drove it in deep. He was down on the apron entering 1, slides up in front of Jr. Kenseth trying to pinch back underneath the 8 car. Jr. blocks him as Harvick blocks Jr. Kenseth still has not cleared Busch for position. I mean, you can't even count how many times these guys have traded the lead back and forth since really being all bunched together after those final pit stops. And they cycled through with about 45 laps to go. Kenseth to second. He wants a shot at the lead. Harvick up the track just a tiny bit. Junior drafting with Harvick, giving him a little bit of a run down the back straightaway. Harvick holds strong for now. Hermie Sadler in the 0-2 will be the next lap car. Harvick going to lead this lap of the line. Another run off the high side, but Junior's going to go with Kenseth now through the tri-oval. Harvick tried to side drive just a tiny bit into turn one, really trying to hold Kenseth down. So risky doing that this late in the run. Oh, wow, Kenseth really chopped off Harvick. Squeezing between him and the lap car of Hermie Sadler. Got the draft off Sadler. And now he goes high to try and block the 21. Harvick slides into one, but slides underneath and uses the lap car of Hermie Sadler as a pick to get around Kenseth. Junior forces 3 wide through the tri-oval. 16 to go. Harvick leads. Now they're side by side by the time they get into turn one for second. Busch still trying to get around Hermie Sadler. Harvick may have overdrove the center of the corner. Junior clears Kenseth for second, but it's Harvick out in front again. Busch to the inside of Kenseth. Man, it's crazy that your golf league's almost over. It's crazy to think it's literally going to be August this weekend already. It's just crazy. August 1st on Sunday. Busch maybe just kind of sitting back waiting for these veterans to make a mistake. Points are on the line with the full season championship. A little harder for Kenseth and Junior not running all the races, but you never know. Kenseth gets stuck to the outside. He got pretty tight. Once he got in line behind Harvick, he almost put it in the wall off turn 4 as well. Ran very, very wide. Busch getting a run back underneath Kenseth. Junior trying to squeeze under Harvick. Not quite going to happen there. And Junior moves up the track. A little bit of an arrow push, and Busch is back in it, and Junior's almost in the wall off turn 2. Harvick trying to break the draft down to the inside. Quarter tank of fuel. They'll be coming to 13 laps to go this time by. It's actually going to be really close on fuel. I'd imagine Harvick and the rest of these guys can make it. It might be a little closer than what Harvick would like to expect here. Busch is in second. He wants a shot at the lead. Getting later and maybe sitting back at fourth. It's not for him anymore. Kenseth with the crossover move. Now he's down low down the back straightaway. It's going to take at least 20 hands to count with your fingers how many times his top 4 have alternated positions since 45 laps to go in this race. Kenseth back down low underneath Harvick. He's got that drafting help from behind. Busch goes with him. Harvick's going to get stuck behind the lap car, the 107. Oh, man, really side drafted Kenseth quite a bit there. Kenseth's going to side draft him back. He's trying to pinch him behind the 107. They are so close to making contact into turn 1. 3 wide now. All the way down low is Kyle Busch. 4 wide. And Harvick is nearly, and he does scrape the wall a tiny bit. Just enough to lose a little bit more track position. They're still 3 wide for the lead into turn 3. Junior in the middle sits behind. Kenseth and Busch nearly make contact. And Kyle Busch gets to the lead. Harvick right back to him. Lap car on the wall off turn 4. 10 to go at the line here at Fontana. Harvick's going to go 3 wide for second. Underneath Kensington Jr. Busch shuts the door on nearly all of them. Might have gotten moved out of the way just a bit by Harvick. Harvick back to the point. Almost like an IndyCar race now that I'm thinking about it. At California. How the draft's been being played. Tires are worn out, causing the leaders to trade positions back and forth more and more. Harvick leads at the line, 9 to go. Kenseth again on the inside. Harvick pushes it hard, trying to make sure Kenseth doesn't clear him. Hangs on the old tires, but he's got a lot of drafting help behind the 17, but Harvick gets the run off the high side. He'll have a half a car length out in front of Kenseth into 3. Trying to drive it in as deep as he can. Will Kenseth clear this time? It's going to be close. Will he shut the door? He's going to try. And he does, successfully. Kenseth to the lead. Harvick with the crossover, the run up the high side. He'll have the inside into 1. 8 laps to go. I want to see down in the chat your predictions. Who's going to take it between the top 4? Harvick, Kenseth, Kyle Busch, or Dale Jr. will be somebody different. Will these guys take each other out trying to win this race? Remember, no cautions come out on the final lap. And a NASCAR EA Sports video game. An 1/8 of a tank of fuel left for Harvick off 4. 7 to go at the line. Kenseth in second. Harvick with a block. Junior back to the inside of Kyle Busch for 3rd. I don't know if you can win it from 4th place on the final lap. I mean, it's not impossible, I guess. Considering these guys are all within about a half a second of the lead. And the top 2 could take each other out. You could be at the right place at the right time. That's definitely possible. I don't know if these guys are going to have enough fuel like we originally expected. I thought with that caution back at lap 29, these guys are going to be good on fuel to the end. But now, not so sure. 6 laps to go. And it's almost looking a lot closer now than what we originally thought. You have to be committed at this point. Kenseth gets underneath Harvick. We'll get one attempt at a green-white checker if a caution comes out before the final lap as well. Kenseth clear off 4. No, he will not. Yeah, we have some cars pitting. It's going to be a fuel mileage race. Some cars towards the back of the field are pitting. Harvick leads at the line. I think Kyle Busch is out of fuel. Kyle Busch just hit pit road, and his chances to win are done. Remember, he was the first of the leaders to hit the pits. Oh, Kenseth not quite clear off turn 2. Almost squeezed Harvick into the wall. These guys can't save fuel as they're all underneath one another either. Harvick holding Kenseth down. Kenseth probably going to have to side draft him now. 4 laps to go at the line for Kevin Harvick. I think Kenseth actually might have led the lap. I don't even know who led that lap, to be fair. Oh my goodness. Extremely tight between one another. It's Kyle Busch coming out of the pits. He's a lap down. He might get in the way. He wants to hold on to the lead lap in case we get a caution. You never know. And will Kenseth and Junior and Harvick make it on fuel to the finish? Kenseth goes up the track. He's in the wall hard. He takes out the 21 of Harvick as well. And Junior gets to the lead, bringing out a yellow. Kenseth was not clear, and he totaled both Harvick and himself. Busch stays on the lead lap, and Dale Jr. is going to take the lead. Unbelievable. That was the second time Kenseth did that, but that time it caused a big wreck. And Harvick is going to have to pit. He's got heavy damage on the 21. I'm sure Kenseth is going to have to pit as well. Kenseth stays out. We have a lot of drivers coming in. And we're going to have a green-white checker finish. Kenseth might have just knocked Harvick's out of the race as far as his chances to win. Unbelievable. I don't know if he just got tight behind Kyle Busch in that dirty air, or if he just tried to block Harvick and just sent them both into the wall hard. We're going to have one attempt at a green-white checker finish. No cautions come out on the final lap in a NASCAR EA Sports video game. And Kenseth, after causing the wreck, is going to restart the lead. And we might have some guys running out of fuel. We're going to go past the scheduled distance now. Oh, that's the end of the race under yellow. And Matt Kenseth took out Harvick for the win. When the caution waved, Dale Jr. was not in the lead. And I thought we should have had a green-white checker finish there, but I guess we didn't. And that does it. Now, we had green-white checkers in the Truck Series on a couple occasions. Matt Kenseth wins at Fontana. I thought Junior should have won the race too, honestly. I mean, it looked like he got to the lead. The caution must have came out when Kenseth like T-boned us, and he was ahead of us, obviously. I think it actually scored us in second. Jeez. Hate to see it end like that under caution. You hate to see that be the finish of the race, with one car junking another. Kind of like what happened at Darlington. We finished second that day. And I felt guilty about taking out Blaney. And now we got this with this game. And this wasn't our fault. I mean, Kenseth jumped us. And Dale Jr. probably should have won. Well, with the Cup Series regulars not running all of these Busch Series races, we might not see Kenseth for some time, as well as even Dale Jr. But the next time we see Matt Kenseth, we are getting payback on him. Because he just... I mean, it wasn't even the last lap. We still had 4 laps to go. And we didn't know if we were going to make it on fuel anyway. I mean, it was going to be close. But we don't know if Kenseth and Jr. were going to make it either. Kyle Busch ran out of gas with like 5 to go. He was way short. Is that a glitch? I think so. I mean, I know in 2004 you get one attempt at a green-white checkered finish in the Cup Series. And we had a couple green-white checkers with kind of like an overtime style finish where we went past the scheduled distance in the Truck Series on this game. We haven't had a green-white checker for the Cup Series yet. I don't think, at least. We might have. I forgot, but I don't think we have. And I know for a fact we haven't in the Busch Series. But we probably should have had one there. I don't know. Maybe the Busch Series never had a green-white checker rule. Maybe it was only in the Trucks and the Cup Series in 2004. I mean, that's possible, I guess. But I would have thought it was in every series. I'm shocked that Kenseth just... He wasn't even a rival either. Greg Biffle's our rival. So Matt Kenseth wins under caution. 2 cautions total in the race today. After wiping out Harvick and himself, but he stayed out of the pits there. I pitted thinking we were going to have a green-white checker finish because my car was totaled. Glad we didn't DNF at least, but 16th, unfortunately, was not deserving of how we ran in this one. Dale Jr. again comes home second. Kenseth led 17 laps in the number 17 car. Bobby Hamilton Jr. finishes third. Ron Hornaday fourth, and J.J. Yaley rounds out the top five. Ashton Lewis sixth, Kenny Wallace seventh, David Stremme eighth, Tim Fedewa ninth, and David Green rounds out the top 10. And we had just 17 drivers finish on the lead lap. Harvick led 85 of the 150 laps, just over half the race tonight, but finishes 16th, being involved in an accident with 4 to go. The hands of Kevin Harvick in turns 3 and 4. Battling for the race win. I just cannot believe that. And once we made the contact in the center of the corner, there was no saving it for both of us. I mean, there was no way. I want to see if it shows the finish of the... Well, that's the finish of the race right there. It didn't actually show the accident. Just going to have to, I guess, go back into the live stream on my lunch break or something tomorrow and check it out. That's just unbelievable. Well, the next race is at Old Spice Speedway. 200 laps on a road course. My goodness. That's going to be like an IMSA race. Only we aren't switching drivers in and out. I know it's a short road course, but it's going to be the Ice Shanty 300 at Old Spice Speedway. 300. That's probably 300 miles, considering it's 200 laps. I don't think that's kilometers. I think that's mileage. It's going to be a long race. Might just end up having to do that tomorrow night. I don't see Kenseth returning in this race with that not being on a cup racetrack. His next race will probably be Richmond, which is a short track, and the race after this. So that'd be a short track's a great track to get payback on. I cannot believe he junked us like that. That's just insane. Well, that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the race. It was a great race with an ugly finish, unfortunately, with Matt Kenseth getting the win in the end, taking out Harvick in the process. Thanks, everybody. Again, have a good rest of your night. I'll see you tomorrow. Likely going to have more NASCAR 05 action. Unless it's not supposed to rain tomorrow, so likely not going to get NASCAR E5. But I guess you never know. You never know. Just have to keep an eye, hit that bell notification when you do like, share, and subscribe. So that way you guys don't miss the start of the stream, and you won't miss the stream at all. You'll get notified. Thanks. Have a good rest of your night once again.